What's going on this evening? It's been a long time since I've put out anything. I'm sorry, people. Life's tossing me the curveball, making me busier and busier and busier. I got no time for breathing sometimes. Anyway, I want to show you the new addition to the fleet. 2014 V6 Trailhawk Jeep. I don't like these newer vehicles with all the computer crap in them, but I needed something reliable. My son's driving the Durango. Truck is still down, but I like the color. One owner car, no insurance claims on it. Drives real nice. Drove it over the Chinook Pass on Sunday. It was very pleasant. But now I need to put a tow hitch on it. This one doesn't have it. I wish it did. I was looking for one with a tow hitch. Unfortunately, this was the better purchase. Really nice on the inside. Again, V6, 271 horsepower. Should tow my motorcycles out to the trails. Anyway, here is the hitch. So hopefully this can go on without a hitch. Get it? No pun intended. This looks like it's about ready to die, so let's get on it. So just cut into the package. What do we have? Packing. It's supposed to be just a bolt in. This is a Chinese made one. You know me, I really don't like the Chinese stuff, but you don't have any choice really these days. I was looking for a draw tight or a Reese, but the internet says that they have a high return rate because of poor fitment. This one actually had a better fitment rating, so we're going to go with this one. They have the same towing capacity, all that stuff, and it should just bolt right in. Anyway, I'm going to close this thing down, open it up, and spread it out, and then I'll turn this thing back on. Okay, it's been a minute. My son and I were just going over this parts list. So, this is the parts list. You know, you got your bar, you got your brackets, you got your bolts, your nuts, washers, okay? You got washers, you got carriage bolts, you got regular bolts, washers again, lock washers. Well, what the hell is that? It's nowhere on here anywhere. It's not on the parts list. Now, the only thing I can think that these little, they're just like little springs. The only thing I can think of is that they fit right inside here. But there's only 4 of these, right? So what side do they go on? Are they going to go here or are they going to go here? It's only 4. No, wait a second. 1, 2. Let me see if I can pull those apart. I think I may know where those go. If there's 6 of them, then they go with these ones and not those ones. Anyway, it still doesn't show them on here anywhere. Oh, here's your assembly instructions. Do this. They don't explain to you how to do it. Nothing else. and those. Where are these at? These are for the carriage bolts, obviously. So, yeah, looks like some of this is up to you to figure out, because guess what's not on that list? Yeehaw. Anyway, we'll get her done. I used to do this kind of stuff for a living, believe it. I have no idea why this thing just shut off. It hates me. It hates me. Anyway, yep. Okay, we'll get her done. Anyway, I'll bolt this thing together, and then it's getting a little dark outside, so I will not be getting this in tonight. I don't like working in the dark. Anyway, what else? So I'll count those and figure out exactly how many those are. Ooh, charger. Ooh, gas. Okay, back again. Everything looks pretty nice, except for the fact that the instructions suck. There are 6 of these. It looked like there was 4, but there was a few of them that were stuck inside of each other, so it only looked like 4. So obviously they're going to go with the carriage bolts. Again, it's dark out, so I'm going to tackle this tomorrow if I can get home before it gets dark again, which is kind of hard in this state at this time of the year. Nice, beautiful fall, crisp fall morning. Yes, sirree, Bob. Anyway, yeah. So the bolts that these go through are already bolted underneath of the Jeep. There's already holes for those, or not just holes, but there's bolts in them. So when I pull those bolts out, most likely is where these are supposed to go. Now, here's the kicker. If those are nuts in there and they're got threads welded into the frame, how are you supposed to turn these? They're carriage bolts. Wouldn't these be supposed to be, you know, down like that? You can't get to the nuts because this thing is going to go up on the frame like that. Click. Frame's going to be right in here. There's no way to get to the top of the frame. The body's sitting on top of it. Yeah. How do you do that? How do you tighten those? All of this is inside the frame. I don't know. I'll figure it out, I guess, once I take all this apart. There's no QR code in there or on the box or anywhere that says, hey, we have installation instructions, we have a video, we got something for you. Nothing. Just that. That's all you get. Boo. Really bad instructions, but what do you expect? Don't want to diss China, but most of their shit sucks. Anyway, we'll be back at this tomorrow. All right, a couple days later, I'm underneath of the Jeep checking things out to see if this Chinese trailer hitch, tow hitch, is going to bolt in, and I'm not so sure, but I gotta spend a little bit more time. I'm thinking I gotta pull this plastic panel off. Of course, I just kicked the light. There we go. So I'm gonna have to pull this panel off, but I think it's not gonna fit because the V6 models of these Jeeps have a bigger muffler back here. I think. I don't know what a 4-cylinder one looks like back here. I know they only have one tailpipe, not the fake dual exhaust that they got here. But yeah, I may have to even pull that exhaust off, and that's not going to be fun. So I gotta get up in here to get these bolts right here out. Yes, sirree, Bob. So let me see what it's going to take to get this plastic off of here. See if I can see. Let's see what's going to break trying to take it apart. Look at, well, this thing's been apart. Look at that. Somebody's already been pulling on that. Wow, I didn't see that when I bought it. Okie dokie. Anyway, let me take a look at it and I'll be right back. All right, I changed my mind on this tow hitch. The way it drops down right here, I don't like it. It's gonna look dumb. It's gonna look aftermarket. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm either gonna find one that it looks like it's supposed to be here. It's this piece right here. The other one is, I think I'm even gonna have to modify that. I don't want to have to cut that or modify it, or it's gonna like drop down so far down here and it's just gonna be dumb. So I'm gonna find, I'll either have to buy the Mopar one, which is gonna be really, really expensive, but I want it to be right here where this little panel that removes off. Yeah, me no likey this one. So I'm gonna box it back up, send it back, and get one that just looks better. I want one that looks factory, so I might just have to buy the factory one. I think it's gonna be more than twice the amount that I spent on that, that's for sure. But we'll get back on it. Have a good day. Okay, we're back to work on the Jeep. I don't know how many days later it's been, but it's been a while since I first started the video. Life is too busy. Anyway, so get you recapped on this. We're gonna take this bar out that has no tow hitch. I'm gonna cut a square in it, stick a 2-inch receiver through it, weld the front and the back side, and then weld a plate on the bottom there for the safety chains. And then we'll hook up a wiring harness that I bought specifically, engineered for this vehicle. And it is an awesome fall day in Washington State. Beautiful colors, beautiful trees. I just cleaned the yard up yesterday. That's why everything is looking nice and picked up. So let's get you set back here onto the tripod and let's get working. All right then. So first, we got to get this plastic cover off. And normally I would use dynamite, TNT, something of that sort, but it's called something a little bit more delicate. Alright, got my gun out of the van. Everybody harasses me about my Ryobi, but 1, it works, 2, it was free, 3, and probably the most important, nobody wants to steal it. Everybody wants to steal my Milwaukee tools, and everybody has stolen my Milwaukee tools. So, well, not everybody, but whoever it was out there stealing Milwaukee stuff, stole all my Milwaukee stuff. So, they don't want this. So, there we go. Nice. All right, now what do we got to do? That one. And those two. Probably. Great. Let's get some 19s. 19! Hey, 19! I brought a 21 in just for the ride. Let's see. Is it 19 or is it 21? 21. Yep. I gotta get an extension. Extensione. Yeah. We'll do a 6 and a 9. Uno. Dos. The other one. The other one cannot be reached with this gun. What happened to the other side? Huh. Wow. Didn't even know it was gone. Sabbatical. Big shout out to Dawn. Had an extra ticket to Eric Church last night. Called me up, said, let's go see a concert. And I said, well, I don't know many of Eric Church's songs, but it doesn't matter. Let's go. So we went. It was pretty good. The opening band was real good. The place was called the Climate Pledge Arena. Anybody from Washington knows where that is. It used to be called the Key Arena, and before that it was the Seattle Center Arena. So back in 1979, I went to my first concert there at the Seattle Center Arena. The place has changed obviously since '79. They rebuilt it once or twice, and the last time they dug the arena out, took a bunch of dirt out and added more seating and dropped the main floor down, and then underneath, under the ground, they also put in a parking garage, which they never had before. So yeah, my first concert was in '79. I went to go see Ted Nugent and Scorpions, I believe it was, with my brother Will. Back then his name wasn't Will, but it is now, or less. But yep, we went to our first concert in '79 at the Seattle Center Arena. Oh, look at this. It just comes right out. I also saw Kiss and Queensryche there in '83. Saw a lot of concerts there. Uh-oh. This thing's a little bit taller back underneath here. Ooh. Oh boy. Okay. Do I have to pull this whole thing out? Or can I just manipulate it a little? Crikey. It's a pretty solid bar. There he is again. 2, 3, 4 times a day. I'm dead. Come back. Come back. They're not interested in me. Oh, man, how am I going to get this out? I got to pull this whole thing out. I don't see any fasteners for that. Okay, there's a screw there. Screw there. Huh. Why did they have to go and do something like that, darn fools? Improvise. Overcome, adapt, overcome. Let's see. Don't try this at home, kids. All right. We're gonna need something else. We're gonna need a pry bar. If at first you don't succeed, try again with a bigger bar. All right. back up, and then here, some nice. Close. Closer. Ow. There we go. Let me get this thing set up inside and well, maybe we'll do it outside.